Good morning. Today I'm sharing my training plan for a sub 5-minute mile, but not only that, it's going to build the foundation for longevity. I'm trying to use the workouts that I'm doing on a weekly basis to create a healthy body for the rest of my life. So this is kind of like a short-term goal that's going to allow me to build the foundation for long-term benefits. I'm checking my Aura and Whoop and Garmin stats right now. The Aura and Whoop says, yo, let's go, you're pumped, you're ready. But the Garmin is saying, hey, you're overly strained. So you always got to take every single wearable with a grain of salt. All wearables are wrong, but some are helpful. There are probably 2, maybe 3 really big decisions that I made in my life that have really impacted the trajectory of where I'm going. And each time when I made those decisions, I had to define what are my biggest fears. So I was like, what's the worst case scenario if I make this decision? And what's the upside? What's the best case scenario if I make this decision? So one of the big ones was quitting my 9-to-5 job. And I decided, hey, I'm going to take a leap of faith and jump into something that scares me. That was chasing building my own business, doing my own thing. And it was a big fear. I was like, what if I fail? But I knew that if I really jumped into those fears and I jumped into something that was scary and I was able to take on that risk, big things would come out of it. And that's why I'm setting a goal of running a sub 5-minute mile. It's scary. It's fearful. What if I fail? I'm putting this on the internet. People are going to laugh at me. It's telling myself as a person that I'm willing to set goals that I'm unsure about, but I'm willing to chase after it. I'm willing to put in the consistent work. We're gonna put in some work today, run some laps around the circle, and get a little bit closer to my goal. We are here at McCarran Park Track in Williamsburg, and today I'm doing a little track intervals workout. The hardest thing about doing a track interval workout by yourself is you have no one else to push you, no one else to carry you, and it's definitely more of a mental battle. It's currently 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's cold, we got gloves on. Today I'm gonna do 2 800s and then 6 400s, trying to hit my sub 5-minute mile pace, so about 4:59, 4:50. Let's see how it goes. If I can't do it, I'm gonna take more breaks in between each one. I got my Saucony shoes on. These are gonna help me go hopefully a little faster. It's kind of like my speed shoes. And then I got my 2 Garmin and my Apple Watch here. I'm gonna do a custom workout on the Apple Watch, 2.5 mile warm up, and then we'll run. The most important things are hydration and nutrition. So I made sure to have a lot of salt last night before I went to bed. Made sure to stay hydrated when I woke up. And just trying to make sure I ate enough last night as well as today, so we have the energy to run. So I'm gonna try to hit 5:30 pace in the 800s, 5-minute pace in the 400s. Ideally, that's like the slowest I'll go. Success in itself is just completing the workout. Recovery, I'm gonna give myself as much recovery as I need because the goal is to hit the times, and it's not about minimizing recovery. So when I hit the times first, recovery second priority, and I'm nervous, so I don't really want to do this right now. I feel warm, I'm ready to go, but I'm scared. You know, sometimes you don't have the support, sometimes you don't have the motivation or the drive, but that's when you lean into it. 6-minute pace, not 5:30. Last one. The Garmin says 5:16 per mile, new record. Yeah, buddy, fastest mile, 4:49. So that means my 400s are under 5-minute mile pace, which is good. I need to get those 800s down. I'm out of breath. Wow. Oh. We just finished the workout and I'm freaking tired. We did a little warm down. The reason that I picked this goal, a sub 5-minute goal, is one of the biggest things I've realized in life is like, you can empower yourself. You can do your research, you can figure it out. I never learned how to use a camera, but I empowered myself. I taught myself how to do it. I learned how to edit. Like, people could say, hey, you're not a runner. I'm not a runner. I grew up swimming, but I went to the internet and I searched, what do you need to do to get fast, right? What does it take to become a sub 5-minute miler? There's so many different strategies, so many experts out there that know what they're doing, and I took all the different strategies that I learned and I said, all right, let's try this, let's try that. I experimented, and now I've created a list of like, this is gonna be my 6-week, my 8-week program to get to my sub 5-minute mile. I try to be consistent. I show up to the track once a week. I do a really long run once a week. And then the rest of the time, I'm trying to build my aerobic base. This is kind of like a short-term goal to build a long-term habit. If you look at me, I might look healthy and fit, but in actuality, I'm not. And the whole purpose of trying to hit that sub 5-minute mile is to build my cardiovascular system, to build my endurance. That's where a couple strategies have come in. So I'm trying to do a lot of zone 2 training, which means keeping my heart rate within zone 2. That's the point where you're burning more fat than carbs for fuel, because I'm metabolically unfit. I'm not a very metabolically fit person, and I typically burn carbs almost all the time. So the 2 things I need to do is exercise and diet, and zone 2 heart rate training is probably the biggest thing. The second piece is doing more speed work. So that's coming to the track. I try to do a track workout where I'm trying to hit that sub 5-minute time, maybe on a shorter distance with breaks, but I'm still trying to do at least a mile of distance, even though I have breaks in between. And then I'm doing longer runs to build my base, to build my strength, to be able to run longer distances. And the combination of all of that, I'm hoping is gonna get me to that sub 5-minute goal by the end of the year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it, but that's with anything in life. I'm gonna put in all the work I can. I'm gonna put in every ounce of effort that I have, and I'm gonna release what the potential outcome is, but I know that I'm gonna hit that sub 5 minute miles at the end of this year. And if you wanna join me along that journey, make sure to turn on your notifications because that video is gonna come out soon. We're gonna race in a couple of weeks and see if we can hit that time. So I did my times on the Apple Watch and the Garmin. The Apple Watch has an action button and I use that to set my intervals for each round. And because I made a custom workout, it automatically switched between the 800 meter and the rest, the 400 meter and the rest. And the 800s I did around 5:45, 6 minute pace. Around 5 minute pace on the 400s. 4:53 is my fastest and 5:15 was my slowest. So that's pretty solid. 6 400s under 5 minute pace for most of them. My heart rate hit up to 183. So we're really trying to hit my VO2 max thresholds there to really adapt to my body in terms of hitting these peak speeds and peak heart rates. So that way I could adapt and keep that speed for a longer period of time. When it comes to running, there's two things, aerobic and anaerobic training. Aerobic means with oxygen, anaerobic means without oxygen. So a lot of the zone 2 work is with oxygen. That means it's slower, it's easier. And then anaerobic work is the stuff we did today. So my body has to perform without oxygen, and that means lactate is building up in my muscles. It gets really hard. I can only last for a certain amount of period of time. I want to build the habits for a longer life. And yeah, I'll be done with the sub 5 minute mile, maybe this year, next year. But for the next 50, 80 years, I want to keep running. I want to keep myself healthy, so that way if I ever do have kids, I'm able to hang out with them and enjoy a life. So paving your own path, I've just Googled the different training programs. I'm not an expert. And I learned there's Maffetone, there's 80-20, there's low intensity steady state cardio, there's building your aerobic base, a whole bunch of different things. But the number one thing that I've learned is all of these strategies involve easy days and hard days. So it's like doing a lot of easy work to build a strong foundation, and then doing a few really hard, really intense days to kind of push your upper limits. So it's about pushing upper limits, building a strong foundation. And I took kind of all these strategies and I said, okay, I know longevity, I want zone 2 training. So I'm gonna use my easy days for zone 2, so that way I can build metabolic fitness and live a long and healthy life.
It's my belief that this is the most important place to be training your mitochondria. And if we understand that mitochondrial function and the deterioration of mitochondrial function is one of the hallmarks of aging, then anything we can do to delay that process and enhance mitochondrial function is going to be a benefit.
And then I'm gonna really push the hard days. It's really hard when you don't have people to help push you, so a big part of running is like community. I need to find my running community. If anyone wants to be my running friend, let me know. But I have like these 2 really hard days each week. One is a really long run where I'm trying to increase my speed and tempo for longer runs, as well as track workouts where I'm really trying to hit the speeds that I need to, but in a shorter distance, and then taking a break, and then doing that over and over again, so that way I know, hey, this is the pace I need to run to hit that sub 5 minute mile. I'm also no running expert, so this is just my experience and my Google, so listen as you may. Cardiovascular endurance isn't the only pillar of longevity, but also strength. And muscle and strength is a big part of like being able to survive long-term later into your life, as Peter Attia says. So we're gonna go to the gym right now. We're gonna get a little strength workout in. Ideally, you want like 12 hours between these, maybe 24 even, but we don't have time, so we're just gonna go do that right now. Let's head inside. Consistency over time equals results. It's my favorite equation. So if you just show up every day, you don't have to give it your all, but it's just about showing up. And that's what I'm trying to do, just show up. That's success in itself. Give it time, be patient, and big things will happen. Now, as a competitive swimmer, one of the things I realized is failure is inevitable. And that comes with like trying to achieve a certain goal. You want to get to a certain point, a certain speed. It's not always possible, but if you put your mind to it, you can always get close. You can always achieve certain things. I'm enjoying this process of being able to run fast, get my workouts in, and create a system and habit for just longevity and health, because that's kind of the win-win. But this short-term goal of running a sub 5 minute mile, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna put in 100% of my effort and see what happens. But at the same time, I'm acknowledging that there's gonna be points of failure, points of challenges. And now today we just got in a whole bunch of strength training because you want to build muscle as well, because that's good for longevity and health, as well as increasing my speed and power when it comes to running. Turn on your notifications to see all the future videos of me going through the sub 5 minute mile process, and I'll continuously be testing the Apple Watch and the Garmin throughout this entire series. Now, I'm hoping that this goal will inspire you to chase a fitness goal, so let me know what it is going to be down below. Other than that, we'll see you in the next episode.